Hey guys, Fikod here. In today's video, we're going to be talking through the This Week at Bungie for the 16th of February 2017. I must warn you, there's not an awful lot to talk about this week, so I'm going to start filling these weekly update videos out with more information of the Destiny universe, things that I didn't cover throughout the week, so maybe some cool artwork I found, some cool merchandising news, things like that. So anyway, before we get started, I'd appreciate a like on this video if you enjoy it, or a dislike if you didn't, but tell me why. Feedback's always appreciated. And follow my social media, my Twitter's on screen now. I just want to take quick time as well just to thank you for the support I've been getting on my videos recently. Got another video of 100 views, which for me is just crazy, and you know, I'll link a few videos in the description that I think you'll enjoy. But anyway, let's get started. This week at Bungie, for the 16th of February 2017, this week at Bungie, we tuned the sandbox. The long-awaited hotfix 2.5.0.2 arrived Tuesday morning and shook things up. If you haven't got to speed yet, you can read the full patch notes here, there's like a link. With the update out in the wild, we've been roaming the internet in search of the community's reaction to the changes. As it always is, the response has been violently mixed. So, in case you didn't know, if you've been living under a rock, the meta changed. You're seeing crispy gameplays. Why, you might be wondering, why on earth is this young child using a Cirrus regime? Well, that is now part of the meta as a sidearms. Two weapons that I have not used, I think, ever since year 2. So this week update may be focusing a little bit on the new meta. If you haven't played the new meta, I've got a video on my impressions and a video on the patch notes I'll link down below. But anyway, it says, in Destiny, we fight for our lives with energy and ballistics, but changing the way all that works is almost dangerous game. Some players are loving the way the update feels, others like a lot about the updates, but have some specific criticisms of what could be better. Then there's the crowd who thinks, and it says censored, so obviously that it's shit. We respect everyone's opinion and we realise that change is always hard. We want to know what you think now that you've had the controller in your hands and we are adapting to the new hotness. Our hashtag feedback forum is open for business, and we have a thread dedicated to basically for the feedback, and I'll link that in the description so you can jump on and you can be like, you know, Bungie, I don't like special ammo changes, or I don't like Destiny. I don't know, just leave your feedback because they'll obviously love it. And plus, seeing as how we are having another update before Destiny 2, it has basically been confirmed. They'll be changing artifacts then, and I'm sure if you give them some feedback now, they can make a few changes. And so it moves on to say, so if you haven't yet, get out there and fire off a few shots, tell us what you think. So yeah, just jump in the meta and experience it. But basically that's all they gave us. I was really expecting some statistics. I'll have a screenshot of some Destiny tracker statistics that they put up. I would have really enjoyed statistics of what players were using before and what they're using now, like actual data, but you know, what can we expect from a multi-billion-dollar corporation? Anyway, so Bungie Bounty has ended, in case you didn't know, but Bungie have said, we are not finished. This has been so much fun, we are making it a weekly event. So now Bungie Bounty is going to be every week rather than rare. My opinion, a little bit stupid, because then there'll be no event where there's loads of big streamers doing it, but I'm really happy that they're really letting the smaller community members. I mean, they had a Russian streamer doing it, like a German streamer. I really like that. They were using not just English-speaking countries, they were using various other different streamers from all around the world. And I thought that was really cool. That was really embracing the wider community that is Destiny. Like the Dawning says, everyone from every culture bringing their traditions. That's what Destiny's about. It's from everyone all over the world. And so, again, I'll link it. The Bungie Bounty on Saturday is Loriipops from New Zealand. So, you know, check out his stream when he's doing it. But anyway, something really interesting. All of that stuff was a bit shit, but this is very interesting. Spring Flings, it's titled. In a few weeks, spring will be in the air. We're planning to leave the shelter and security of our studio to get some fresh air, soak up some sunshine, and maybe even meet you. These will be strictly social calls for us, not reveals. We're hitting the road to move among the community. So Emerald City Comic Con from March 2nd to the 5th. There'll be a Bungie store there. And also PAX Boston from March 11th to 12th. That's PAX East. So, you know, if you're in the area and you're going to them and you like Destiny, then why not give the Bungie shop a little dabble? I think there'll be community members there, as in people that make the game, not streamers or YouTubers or anything. But yeah, just if you're around and you're going, then why not give them a look in? I think that's really cool. You know, Bungie did patent the name Destiny Con, so they will have their own convention. I've got a video on that, I'll link that. But what seems really cool is they're getting more involved with third parties events. I'm trying to make this sound a lot cooler than it is, because there really isn't an awful lot this week, and it goes through some other stuff, like there's been server maintenance. It goes deeper into the Hungering Blade nerf that it went through. And then it talks about an emerging Destiny issue, which is very daunting title, but really it's not that interesting. Actually, I guess it's kind of interesting. There's a game-breaking glitch at the moment. I actually do have a video on my channel. I am guilty. It's done quite well as the standards of my YouTube go. It's a glitch to get unlimited supers. It can be done on any form of content that features a sparrow. So the Vault of Glass is one, actually, which would be really cool. I might do that this weekend with a friend or something. Go through Vault of Glass with unlimited supers. And so the glitch basically means if you have hammers, Blade Dancer, and I think Stormcaller works as well, you can get unlimited super by like jumping on his back. I have a video, I'll link it in the description. And so this is the reason they removed Combined Arms from the weekly featured playlist, because obviously you could hop on that Sparrow, get unlimited supers for the whole Combined Arms game. We wouldn't want that, would we? No, we wouldn't. And so then it has the movie of the week. Again, I'll just link this whole thread in the description if you want to see stuff like that. But it ends out with this. Again, something really cool. Deej tells me that they're sending him to Europe to catch up with some of the partners we work with in that corner of the world. It's been too long, he says. Between you and me, I think he's just drumming up reasons to get stamps on his passport and eat fish and chips in the shadow of Big Ben. So he's coming to lovely sunny England at the moment, which is where I'm located. It's lovely weather right now. I'm just looking outside. That's actually not too bad. It's a little less grey than usual. And then it moves on to say, if you happen to see him clearing customs, don't be shy. He loves meeting Guardians, especially when they talk all fancy like. Maybe my beautiful British accent, my English accent would arouse Deej. I would perform sexual favours for him if it meant he would give me some inside info on Destiny 2. So keep that in mind, Deej, if you ever want me, to get me. Because you did actually comment on one of my tweets, which was really nice, actually. I tweeted about this weekly update. As I said on my Twitter, I always take screenshots of everything in the weekly update, the weekly reset, things like that. And Deej actually replied to my tweet with the words "fancy like." So not the most in-depth conversation ever, but it was quite nice to know that a Destiny developer has seen me on Twitter. But anyway, it finalises it round. It concludes the weekly update by saying, whatever the reason for his absenteeism, I think that's leave. I'll be back with you again next week with more notes on Studio Life, another bounty target, and some news on the next Iron Banner. In the meantime, I'll see you in the Crucible. Hearts, Cosmo. So that was written by Cosmo this week, not Deej. One thing I took from that is we didn't get an announcement for Iron Banner this week. It seems like we'll be getting that next week, which means we might actually not have an Iron Banner in February, which would be very interesting. That'd be the first time that's happened in a long time. Maybe they just want to release a quick patch to iron out a few bugs and things before they let Iron Banner roam free. But like we said, we will see in the future. Now, sorry about that. I know this video's been a bit shit because there's not really a lot to talk about, but let's move on to two interesting topics that, funny enough, have nothing to do with the weekly update. So, on Twitter this week, a Twitter user by the name of @fuzzle_HC, I've talked to him a few times, he's a German moderator for the Destiny Reddit, posted a leaked video of a Vex cutscene, I believe, for the never released Vex Void DLC. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the very beginning of Destiny there was a DLC plan released. Actually, surprisingly, has followed quite accurately. It started with Dark Below, then House of Wolves, then a Comet, which was the Taken King, and then instead of making Vex Void and Forge of Gods, we got a combined sort of middle way between Taken King and Dark Below size expansion of Rise of Iron. Now, up until Rise of Iron, I was very sure that there were going to be 2 DLCs for Destiny. No matter what anyone said, I thought it was going to be one at the end of next year, at the beginning of this year. Then, of course, we got the improved live updates, and obviously Bungie saw a better way to send out content than DLC, so we got a DLC at the end of the year and getting a live update at the start of the year. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. But so this footage that's 6 months old, like I said, and it was I'll have some screenshots of it because obviously I can't show the clip, but it was very cool. It was obviously real. It was an obviously real footage of like the Vex and all. all the structures and shit. Yeah, I mean, it was obviously real. It was leaked by a credible source for once. Normally they're really, released by like legit_leak69. Like this one was real. It's from a credible source. Fuzzle. He's in contact with more console and stuff quite regularly. It's just really cool to see the Vex in a cinematic. We haven't seen them in this kind of cinematic before. It's very reminiscent of the House of Wolves cinematics that you used to be able to watch on like the home screen of Destiny. I don't know where they've gone. I don't know how to watch them anymore. They're probably on YouTube. But yeah, it's, like I said, it's obviously real. It is most likely cut expansion, cut content. Not like content that would have been in the vanilla game, but just content that they've just cut out the game, been like, let's not do this. So maybe that'll be saved for Destiny 2, I don't know. It'd be a bit of a waste of time for them to just leave all that content, maybe even in the next live update. But as I said, it was shared by a guy called FuzzleH_HC. Follow him, show him some support. But the next topic I want to talk about is McFarlane Toys teased. In my previous weekly update video, I think I talked about it. The new Destiny toys they were bringing out, and I'll show you the image they teased before. But anyway, long story short, they've actually released those toys, or released images of those toys at their like AGM, where the shareholders and stuff, and the toy fair and all that shit. What the toy industry do. But anyway, they're really cool. They're really badass. I would love some. Being I'm not a grown ass man, but being an adult, a young adult, I would love some toys. I really want the fucking Destiny Mega Box. And if you don't know, Destiny Mega Box kind of leaked Destiny 2 story. I have a video on that, link that in the description as well. Jeez, I'm just plugging all the videos. This video is just a bit shit, really, isn't it? Because there's not an awful lot to talk about. I mean, my video, my interpretations video isn't shit, but the shit I'm talking about is quite shit. I'm sure you're enjoying the video. Give it a like. Please. Please, I'm begging you. No, I'm joking, guys. Well, thank you for watching the video. Sorry there's not an awful lot to talk about. I'll have all the screenshots of the shit I've talked about in this video, throughout. And I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry again for the shit video, but tomorrow I have a big video, a big and bulky, as I call them, topic discussion video on the new meta, my thoughts on the new meta, the positives and negatives, really get into the gory details. I have an impressions video I talked about earlier. That's just my initial impressions, but this will be, I've experienced it for 4 or 5, 6 days, so gonna get really down and dirty with this info to make it as sexual as possible. But anyway, thank you for watching the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe for regular Destiny content. Bye bye.